Hello, everyone. This is Chrystal Lynn, Cowgirl Astrologer, coming to you today from sunny California. Our weather's starting to warm up right now, so I'm really happy about that. I just wanted to come on and do a follow-up of my message the other day as we were talking about so many things. I also want to thank you guys so much for your amazing messages. I can't believe how much we've all grown. As I was reading the comments that were coming in and the emails that were coming in, I was just so amazed and so, just impressed with, wow, you guys are really have been through it, and I'm really coming out the other side as well. So it gives me so much encouragement to see how far we've all grown. So that's really cool. I know we've been through a lot. We can go back the last 7 years, last 10 years, last 5 years, and probably will always say that, it's a constant state of transformation. But I think that because really the last 7 years, we've been through such intense, big, huge generational planets moving. We've had Neptune move into Pisces. We're about halfway through. It's a 14-year transit. We've just come out of 7 years of Uranus and Aries. We're just now moving into Taurus. We're moving into Chiron, moving into Aries. A lot of people maybe don't give that a lot of credit. I do. I do, after the last few years of Chiron being right at the top of my chart, dealing with some heavy stuff. And I'm making it. I'm making it through. I've had to really look at some deep stuff. And I think all of us have. And that's shifting right now, taking on a whole new energy. Going from our deep, dark, hidden emotions, hidden secrets, family secrets, situations, now to healing our identity. Who are we? Who are we? I think that in the last few years, as Neptune moved into Pisces, we all got this huge creative injection, and you see it all over. Everybody, just getting on this wave of expressing, writing books, really moving to a creative side, music, people coming out everywhere. Plus, it's a very religious, it can take on a very religious energy. So you see a lot of people who have come out of, very, very structured religions. YouTube has really provided a voice for everybody, and to really come out and have a voice that matters, and to be able to say, wow, I can make a difference in someone's life. But it's hard because our bodies are conditioned, structured. We've been raised certain ways. And so, that's what part of this healing is about, is healing our conditioning. Because it feels really weird. It feels like, if you were raised a certain way and you spent your whole life trying to please others, to live within that structure, and now, it's like the box is open, you can come out, it's still like you can live in a prison in your mind. And also to know that a lot of the things that we were raised with, we can take with us. It's just man, the human existence, always takes everything that was meant for good and, has their own agenda ends up creeping through as humans. And so being able to look at what is our agenda. We also have this really rare configuration right now as Saturn has moved into Capricorn in December. Pluto is in Capricorn, and right now Mars is in Capricorn. So, the next, 6 weeks, we've been in it about a week, so 6 to 8 weeks total of this rare configuration. It's you don't see this kind of stuff happening because we have Pluto, who is a you know, is a is a very small but very potent planet. And then we have Saturn, who's bringing us back to our foundation. You know, when you look at Capricorn, and I do a lot of celebrity charts, when you look at Capricorn, especially musicians, musicians that have a lot of Capricorn in their charts, they're the legends. They're the ones who stay when everybody else comes and goes. You know, I was just doing some research on the Judds. If you guys remember the Judds, Naomi Judd and Wyona Judd and Ashley Judd, and they're all coming out, you know, with big voices and using their years of fame to go out and publicly speak about real issues. And it's not a matter whether we agree with everyone when you're looking at these things, but to be able to see how astrology, the natal chart, can express itself. Okay, so for example, in this case, I found it interesting because Ashley Judd, which is the youngest daughter, who was not a musician, she became an actress. She was born in 68 with the Uranus and Pluto conjunction in Virgo. And she's coming out with a big, you know, big rebel right now. She's coming out to do, you know, she's going head on with feminism and different things like that. But she is a voice of our time. Yes, things can go to high extremes, but you still have to look at things are trying to balance themselves out. But who are the players that are coming up right now that have had these experiences, that have had these wounds, that have had family wounds that have been passed down, that are coming out? You know, Ashley or Naomi Judd, which is the mother, she has like Sun, Mercury, Venus, and Capricorn. She's coming out with her lifelong struggle with deep depression and what she's been through, and now she's speaking about it. You know, a legend, taking their legendary status and continuing to do something with it. You know, again, I mean, Elvis Presley, a lot of Capricorn, Steve Perry from Journey, Capricorn, I think he has a Venus in Capricorn. You know, Stevie Nicks from Fleetwood Mac, Moon in Capricorn. And you know, you really look, Pat Benatar, all these strong voices that, you know, have been legendary, that are still coming back. We're still hearing them on the radio. So why am I bringing this up? Because right now, as we're in this configuration of Mars, Saturn, and Pluto for the next few, you know, next 6 weeks or so, you know, what are we going to make our, you know, our stamp in? Our legendary moment. What is our legendary moment? What do we want to leave to the world? What do we want to continue on for years to come? So the things that are going on in your mind right now, it's not so much that we have to accomplish them all in 6 weeks, but we're manifesting them. We're really looking at them. And this kind of stuff is not just the visionary stuff that we dream of and we can think about. It makes us so happy. We can see what's possible, and that keeps us going. No, this kind of stuff right now is, you know, is holding stuff. This is without all the support. This is you alone. What do you want to leave behind in your human existence? What is your legend? You know, what is your legacy going to be? And this is the time between you and your creator, you and yourself, that you have to be able to sit down and go, am I going to give up? Am I going to, you know, just be influenced by the outside world and never make it to the things that really matter to me? This isn't about high emotion or even low emotion. Capricorn stays really steady. That's why they don't get really high and they don't get really low, but they last. They don't burn out because they keep this even keel. They keep this even movement, and it's going straight up to their goal. And that's the most important thing to them. Not that they really even impress anyone else, but that they fulfill their calling. So this is the kind of energy that's going on right now as Uranus moves into Taurus, which we've talked about a little bit. This is the throat chakra, okay? This is the throat chakra. So, you know, it's about opening up your voice. It's about speaking out. It's about leaving your words, you know, putting them down in concrete, you know, and making a difference. How repressed are we in our lives that we hold in? You know, that's why I'm kind of coming back and talking about some real stuff, because this is really happening. And also giving others permission to say, hey, we can discuss these shifts and changes we're all experiencing together. How can we make the most out of this energy? How can we understand this energy instead of just being subject to whichever way the wind blows? That's the beauty of astrology. That's the beauty of the natal chart. To be able to go in, and that's, you know, what I love to do more than anything, is to be able to look together at a chart and say, you know, no matter what anybody else says around you, who are you created to be? What is your specific calling? And how can you get closer and closer to that? Saving years of confusion, knowing who you are. Even in dark times, even in my dark times when I lose my confidence or I'm not sure which way I'm going. And I always go back and I remember, you know what? I know who I am. I know what my calling is. I know what I'm created to do. And even if nobody else does, or I'm not even believing it at the moment, I go back to that natal chart, to that fingerprint in the sky. And I say, you know what? This is the calling I have to fulfill. And when I get close to that and I understand the energy around me, and I can begin to time myself to it, that's when things start happening. So right now, understanding that this is kind of an alone time for many people. You know, Capricorn can feel kind of depressing because, again, it's not going off the high of emotion. You know, Neptune and Pisces, there's this really cool visionary high that we've all been experiencing throughout the last, 5 or 6 years. We're about halfway through right now. And so we're at the peak. But it also, deals with our psychology, with our hidden fears. And so a lot of those things are coming up, bringing to the surface. We have to live a whole new world now. It used to be that, we worked with our hands and we dealt with customers one-on-one and we could read the room and, we could apologize if we didn't have good customer service or, make things right. Or sometimes we could just say, you know what, you go your way, I'll go my way. But now we live in this internet world where we're bombarded with everybody's thoughts. And as much as we can say, don't listen to them, the word is very powerful, extremely powerful. And it leaves us kind of defenseless and very vulnerable. I've been fortunate. I haven't had a lot of, hate messages, but I have had some really weird things through emails and different things that, my intuition had to go, something doesn't feel right about this. But then again, I had to go by my intuition. So a lot of times you play it out because you question it and you think, oh, no, this is all right. And then it turns out to be really, a draining situation. I've had a lot of those. And, which was what pulled me back a little bit to say, okay, if I'm going to be out here in this world, I am very empathic. I do have a very, I'm going to say thin skin, but, reading through things. And I have to be very careful. I have to build a tougher skin. And it takes time. And we're all learning as we go. But at the same time, I know that my greatest joy is when I talk about these things. you know, when I explore these things for myself and when I get to work with you guys. So no matter what I do, that keeps going. Get back to what you're supposed to be doing. And that's this Mars in Capricorn right now. So it's not so much that, you know, the next few weeks you're going to accomplish everything you want to accomplish. It is going to be, excuse me, allergies are bad right now. See, there's that throat. See, there's that throat chakra right there. And, you know, it's trying to open up. It's trying to open up right now. And I'm finding myself, you know, struggling to, you know, to just talk, because it's like opening that veil and being honest. You know, it's like, okay, this is what we're all supposed to be doing here. Let's get real. And as Chiron moves into Aries and starts healing the identity, who we are, this identity, this picture, this brand, isn't going to be as much of important as how we make people feel and how we feel with others. Okay, so now it's about planting really specific seeds into your life that can be legendary for the future, that will help you leave a legacy. What is your legacy that you want to leave? You know, to your children, to your family, to your friends. You know, what do you want to leave behind? Now's the time to really take that thought and, you know, really manifest those things, because the power right now will really help your thoughts and your ideas last into the future. So that's what I'm working on. That's what I'm sharing with you guys. If you need any help, please, you know, message me at crystallynn68@gmail.com, cowgirlastrology.com. I have really good, you know, packages and products that, you know, are just put together to help us all take those very significant steps that make a difference, that can make a difference for a lifetime. So I hope you'll give me a call. Thank you again for all your support and messages. It really means a lot to me, the value of them. And we'll be talking soon. Have a great day.